Hi, everybody. Grand Rising. So, I have to go to work very soon, but I just wanted to say hi because I've missed y'all so much. And I wanted to read a little bit from the Alchemy book and talk about things. And hopefully, I can see chat in a few. So, let me prepare some technology. So, how's everybody doing? I hope you guys are good. I hope life is treating you well. I hope everybody that you love and know is staying healthy and safe. And the world has gone bananas. But, oh, hi. Okay, let me see. Hi, Darth Bosto. So, as I'm watching the world go crazy, hi, Wendy. It's there's been a lot on my head with the Pleiadians and wow, it's such a big story. So I'm trying to break it down into simple terms so I can spit out what I'm gathering in my head. I've been getting a lot of information. A lot of information's coming to me out of the Ethernet now. It's literally showing up on my phone. So it's funny. That's how one of the ways they work with me is they show me information. It'll just show up on my phone, right on my screen. It's like pay attention. Look at this. So we're going through some kind of a massive transition, and it's literally it's in effect. Hi, all is autumn. Knowledge seeker. Basta. Hi, Al. Good to see you. Grand Rising. Happy mother trucking. So, with all that, right now it seems like we're in a critical junction where, hi Melissa, where we actually we need hi Lost in Space. It's so good to see you guys. I love you so much. It's time for us to get really busy and really start working on our power and coming in to our personal power and manifesting our own individual unique talents and gifts. And the way this happens is through consciousness. It's through what you think about, you bring about. So really start to imagine like you were a child again. Remember the things when you were little that you wanted to do. Um, Start creating vacations, special events that you would love to see happen in your reality, and create them with detail. Sorry, I got a puppy fluff on my face somewhere. I have lots of puppy fluff from puppies. So start creating. It's so important that we literally start to actively manifest, just like what we did with Wayne with the rain. Oh, guys, this is real. Hi, Emerald Eagle. This is real. And we literally can create and change the reality. And I think right now, this is literally why most of us came. So, through our consciousness, we can start to see different images. And the images that we see in our mind affect the reality. So we need to start to dream a good dream, and start to envision all the things that you want to see in the world, and start to actively create. So I'm going to start to read, so I won't see chat for a minute. So, the sense of reality and the sense of delight to which the student is aspiring to create concentrates upon the cloud of your vision, of your imagination. It determines its efficacy. In alchemy, as in all things, doubt and negation destroy, while faith and happiness sustain. Hi, Crystal. I love you too. I see chat and it goes away, so I can't see everything, but I'm trying. So, This is our biggest obstacle. It's the doubt in our own abilities, the doubt in yourself. When you're trying to manifest something and it's not showing up, and you see it happening and you're seeing it a certain way, let it go. Trust it's going to manifest. It's going to show up, and it might not even show up the way you thought it would, but nonetheless, it will show up. So this is where we can start to believe in ourselves a little bit more, put some work and effort into it, because this is our greatest obstacle. It's us. It's our own doubt in ourselves. We've been so taught that everything that we need is going to come from some mysterious outside place, and it's just going to manifest in your life through a prayer. And it's not the way it works. It's the opposite. You have to create it inside first. You have to see it. You have to feel it, breathe it, imagine it, focus on it like it's real, like it's already present. And as soon as you can get that vibration, you magnify it and you build upon it and you give it texture. And then you just let it go. And then you see it again. Maybe change it up, see it a little different, but just keep going. Do not stop. So like right now, I think it's time for us to focus, because change is definitely coming, and it's here. Change on new education systems that really sustain our children and help them develop into creative, beautiful, powerful beings. See new healing technology flooding the planet. We have to start to see these things. We have to see them and see them and see them and start to focus and bring this energy into the earth. Right now, they're like telling me, they're like, manifest now, now, now. Now is the time. They're like, you guys are doing it, but you got to do it stronger. They're like, make it bigger. Dream, a good dream. They're like, oh, the energy's so powerful. So we're doing something very powerful, very powerful. So keep on keeping on, guys, because wow, you're doing a good job. A good job. So, man must come to recognize that space and time are necessary subdivisions of one soul reality. So, time gives us our ability to feel separate, to have our own experience. It's because of this linear timeline. So, man must come to recognize that space and time are necessary subdivisions of one soul reality, that the limitations which they embody are providing necessary boundaries. They can become ladders to the boundlessness and a veritable means whereby any electron in space can become a universe, or the universe can become any electron. The drawings in the drawing in of the sustaining breath of the Holy Spirit and the expelling thereof creates an eddying, it's a wave, an in and an out of consciousness in concentric, rapidly moving rings. The rings, the wheels within the wheels. And these rings expand out to the farthest periphery of manifestation. Hi, Chloe. Hi, all is autumn. The finite mind may find it difficult at first to grasp the principle. To make it easier, let us explain that the consciousness of God that sustains the universe is also within man. Now, if the consciousness of God that sustains the universe is within man, is it unreasonable to suppose that man can also be within the consciousness that sustains the universe? We are both. In the macrocosmic, microcosmic interchange, In the great flow of life, of delight, of boundless joy, man senses the unity of all that lives. And he recognizes that his role as a receiver of the benefits from the universe entails the necessary conveyance of benefits from his own creative consciousness back unto the universe. It's a constant exchange between creator and creation. There is joy in the construction of the temple of life, for templed order and templed service create in the individual a sense of building. When all around him there is a tearing down of values, morals, and faith. But in the temple, he finds his constructive role amidst the roles of destructivity men have elected for themselves. That's why they say there is no evil in the world. Only we create evil. So evil comes from the minds of men. That is the Satan in the mind. We can create anything. So when people choose to create evil and darkness, it's man that does this. It's not God. The ability to create all things is present and available. But what we choose through free will, we can choose anything we wish. Abracadabra. I speak, therefore I create. And abracadabra, your wish is my command. So, many say, let us destruct that we may construct. So, that's the process, destruction and rebuilding. And we do this because we learn. We learn what doesn't work, we learn what does. We also have been hijacked. So this is the biggest issue that right now we're trying to overcome, is the hijacking of humanity through the fact that they've told us that we're weak. When we're not weak, we're strong. I gotta plug in, guys. I might lose you. So through this indoctrination of giving our power outside, we've lost the connection to the true power, which is inside. So, hi Candy Apple, hi that way, hi Knowledge Seeker again. So, it's time for us. This is what I keep hearing, and this is in total correlation. Everything's coming into alignment in my consciousness. It's about, you guys need to understand, it's time. The time is now. The changes that we will see, the ascension, Earth going into a new vibration, it's from us. It's the we, the tree of life, and it's activating, because of you. So create well, stay in a high vibration, dance, sing, ignore the news, ignore everything. We must be aware of what's happening. So, stay abreast of what's up. Hi, Karen. Hi, Danny. Hi, Melissa. Hi, Chloe. So we got to, pay attention to what's going on in the world. Hi, Emerald. Hi, Diana. Hi, that way. Crystal, love you. So, yeah, it's create. This is like what I'm hearing. And Brian, he's creating right now in overdrive. This is a window, a huge window. And guys, the Pleiadians might be arriving very soon. Very soon. So I'm seeing this is a very strong potential. This might be manifesting very soon, and people are going to freak out. So we have to be the calm in the store. Hi, Deborah. So we're going to have to be the calm in the storm, because we're going to start seeing some amazing things between the earth, between the dimensions, and between humanity transitioning So there's going to be a lot going on. So we're going to have to be strong, grounded, anchored, and creating. So we can literally drive this reality wherever way we want to take it. And the fullness of our different ideas and different opinions and different perspectives, that's the best part of it. The best part of it. It's the fullness of it. So we have to stay focused on that. So, okay, let me see where I was. Okay, so there is no need to hold in consciousness a destructive sense or even a sense of condemnation. Jesus said, "For God sent not his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world might, through him, be saved." It's the difference in operating in Christ consciousness or operating as a Pharaoh, as he would say. So, the secret of the tree of life is to be found. But the seeker must first surrender his personal sense, his sense of separation from God and from life. You must understand that you are one with it. That the universal consciousness can flow into him. Thus, the breath of the great alchemist shall become his own. Is it not then the personal I that doeth the work? But the Father in me that worketh hitherto, and I work. The Father that worketh hitherto is the creative effort of the universe that enhances the vision of life's perfection for an onward moving humanity. The I that works is the conscious individuality yoked with the I am presence of the universal reality. It is the Son working with the All-Father to produce in and for every man the summation of glory that we knew together before the world was. If imperfect manifestation defraud the functions of cosmic law, then let it also be remembered that the Spirit enhances the quality of life through the beautiful bonus of man's acceptance of the reality and the flow of life. He becomes wholly identified with the formless Spirit. He is then able, in the form manifestation, to create a relative perfection as above, so below. So, as the great Master admonished his disciples, "Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect." So we would disabuse the minds of the would-be alchemist of the idea that form cannot be perfected within a relative framework, which is true. You need the spiritual cooperation. While we acknowledge that according to the patterns of evolution, forms and ideas do transcend themselves in life's great cosmic ongoing. We also see that within the transcendental universe, scientists have been able to perfect their methods and inventions through the historical epochs. Thus, the dispensation of science have been ordained in the hopes that in relieving mankind of their drudgery, they would use their free time and energy to develop the Christ consciousness that overshadows and transcends the mortal mind and being of man. The Great White Brotherhood is aware of how destructive trends in music and in art can exert enormous influence in young minds, Many of the youth today have no standard by which to judge that which is fed to them, simply because from early years they have been enmeshed in a web of darkness that seems to them to be the creation of light. It becomes difficult then to extend the wings of the Spirit to these young souls, for the human intellect, inciting their rebellious egos, has convinced them that the free form and the absence of all restrictions is the means through which they will achieve their self-realization. Nothing could be further from the truth, for self-discipline is the requirement of the hour. But these unattained souls would not surrender their human will for anything or anyone. And so it is easy for the Prince of Darkness to find disciples from among those who have been subverted from the earliest of their years. The highest alchemy is the precipitation of the Christ consciousness. And all to whom breathe of life has been given have a solemn obligation to pass on the precepts of the holy wisdom before passing on the torch of responsibility to the next generation. The ancient proverb, "Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it," become then life's injunction to all humanity. Seeking a means of improving the strain and the quality of life, they should consider and reconsider its mandates until they are effectively interwoven into the whole structure of striving towards a good future. Immortality, greed, selfishness, and dishonor have never provided for any age any recompense except the destruction of the spirals of the future. Only light can rise, whether in civilization or within individual man. Only light has the power to endow our cloud with the understanding that it is our own future, woven today from the controlled energies of our being, and it determined, endowed with our highest vision and our richest faith. It is only then it will produce the fruit of givingness to the universe in the highest creative God quality. As I prepare you for more advanced efforts on your behalf and on behalf of humanity, it is essential that I endow you to be the best and to be the best of ability through spiritual means, with a vision of what God is. Even in our highest octaves, it is impossible for us who are yet in a lesser individualized state to realize the fullness of who and what the great alchemist is. But we can approach the Holy of Holies. We can draw nigh by transcending ourselves, even as he is ever transcending himself. Being changed from glory unto glory by the one universal Spirit, we are never bored, we are never tired by the changeless effort to change. For we are aware that with each step we take, an infinite leap occurs in the highness of us all. God identifies so beautifully with every part of life that there is a gladness in all creation when the higher self makes the giant leap. In the words of Christ to his disciples of old, "I go before you into Jerusalem. into the city of God, the city of peace, the cosmic parliament of man. The holies of holies is inside of your brain. It's when you activate your pineal gland. That's when you enter the throne of God. The keys are within you. They have never been outside of you. They have always been within. These are the outgrowths of the Father's love, of the idea of the great transcendental, of the eternal alchemist, the great Spirit, God the Father, Christ the King, he who brings down the mountains and raises the valleys, he who puts down the mighty from their seats and exalts them to a low degree, does all things in order to produce the summum bonum of ultimate reality for every part of life. Summum bonum. Very powerful word. I've never seen that word before. SUMMUM-BONUM. Summum bonum. Ooh, interesting. His givingness is beyond reproach, and if his precepts had been heeded in any age by any society, the thorns of that age would have been blunted and broken. The fragrance of the rose would have surrounded the age. Oh, that's another key. Imagine the world smelling like flowers. Flowers. Smell the incense. Smell the roses. Smell the lilies. Smell it. Activate it. Make it live. Make it breathe. The highest learning, culture, and beauty would have been manifested. Pain and suffering would have ended. In a relative sense and through understanding, the golden arch would have been seen by all, within the scope of their immediate realization. The golden door would have opened wide, and the heart of purpose would have been perceived behind it all. Nature and nature's God conspire to produce a universe of worlds without end. The great diurnal magnetism, the universal endowment that as male and female, as positive and negative, as spirit and mater, M-A-T-E-R, are designed to produce, are designed to produce the wonder of life. Its glaring and awesome beauty may be everywhere, but to some it is to garnish movement from which they shrink. To others it is the universal hymn of purpose. But to those of us who love nothing more dearly than to guide humanity by word and deed, it is the opportunity of the eternal Buddha, the opening bud of the flower of joyous reality, whose fragrance is everywhere. It permeates the quality of life. It removes all the odors of darkness. It encompasses all. It reveals the meaning and the purpose of love, that in the sacrificing itself is reborn. What more shall I say as we stand on the threshold? I say, I kindle a blaze within your being. Be the flame, tiny or great. May it ever expand and help you make for yourself and for the glory of the great alchemist of all life, fill interest in taking the dominion and in being one with the great exemplar. Oh, let us love together. Let us be together, and let us see together the far-off movement that years to draw nigh. Graciously I remain, Saint Germain. This was written a long time ago, at least 30 years ago, 40 years ago, before any of this stuff was happening. Actually, I think it was written in the 1800s. So this is exactly where we're at. And it was all of it. It's here. It's happening. And we're starting to create, guys. So this is what we have to do. And this is what we came to do. So start to smell the roses, smell the flowers, start to create powerfully. Sky's the limit. And then go beyond, shoot for the moon. Worst case scenario, we're going to land in the stars. So grab the inspiration from the Father, bring it into matter, which is Christ consciousness, because you can perceive the information coming from the higher dimensions, from your own higher self, from your ancestors, your family, your spirit guides. They're all watching, and they're so excited for what's about to transpire. And although it's going to change is hard, lots of changes are going to be around us. We're going to see many, many things. But always know, no matter what happens, we don't die. So even when there's a lot of serious stuff happening, smile and know it's going to be all right. No matter what, it's going to be all right. So with that, when you know it's going to be all right, and know we're in a time right now where it's either literally do or die, we need to do. And do what they said could never be done before. And that's manifest a new reality on a current existing plane and help a planet ascend while being on the planet with her. And literally, I know this was part of the biggest reason I came. I came to literally help Gaia. I came to help Terra. That was part of my mission, was to help the earth and break her free from the bonds that were placed upon her through hijacking. So we're here to free the earth. And we do that as gods creating, as gods create, through the help of the God that created us. So it's time to cooperate. So I love you guys. I have got to get to work. I seriously am late. So, so much love and hugs to you all. Hi, Danny and Karen. I love you guys all, and I'll see you soon. I hope your day is filled with wonder and joy. Manifest well. Be the frequency you want to receive. And basto, baby, because that's how we do it. I love you all from the bottom of my heart. See you soon. Mwah. Bye.